So Huffington Post has a very good article today about how all of a sudden, right before election time, it turns out everybody among the candidates are liberals. Now, I think it's only half the story, to be honest with you, because earlier in the election cycle, all the candidates are conservatives. Then right before people are about to vote, they all turn liberal. Now, why is that? A lot of the Democrats will go out and be like, oh my God, yes, the Republicans are right about this, the Republicans are right about that. Why? Because they want to collect money. Okay? So Mary Landrieu will go out in Louisiana and talk about how great the oil industry is, and then, well, you look at that, she got a huge check from the oil industry, right? But right before people vote, despite all their bluster, they actually know the voters are far more progressive on actual issues. So that's what this article is about. First, they touch on the Democrats, the conservative Democrats like Landrieu. In Alaska, Democratic Senator Mark Begich is pushing for an increase in Social Security benefits, while in Louisiana, embattled Democratic Senator Mary Landrieu has become the program's staunchest defender. Now remember, the corporatist, right-wing, centrist Democrats were the ones who were toying with the idea of cutting Social Security on behalf of the Republicans. The Republicans had wanted to cut it all this time, right? And they wanted to strike a grand bargain, the Democrats did. And so they toyed with the idea. Now, but before the election, no, Social Security, I love Social Security. What are you talking about? I want to increase Social Security. Oh, that's funny that you guys never talk about that any other time until a week before the election. And after the election, they'll go back to, well, the responsible thing to do would be to cut Social Security.
No, I mean, after saying it publicly, they have to stick to what they said.
Oh, I'm sure. Right, that's right.
Honorable men.
Now, so those are, more right-wing Democrats. Let's go to the Republicans. I mean, the Republicans are going to stick to principle, right? In September, Representative Tom Cotton, Republican of course, said he would vote for a ballot initiative to raise the Arkansas minimum wage, distancing himself from his own opposition to a federal wage hike. So, during the primaries and when they're pretending to be principled conservatives, they say, God damn minimum wage, we hate that thing, right? And by the way, donors who are all enormous employers that have a ton of money. Remember, I hate the minimum wage. I'd not increase it, I get rid of it to help you so you can pay your workers even less. Oh, look at this, I got all this money and I won my primary, right? Now, right before the election in September in this case, they're like, what are you talking about? I want to increase the minimum wage. It turns out human beings vote. You see, they collect the money and then they trick you into voting for them by doing promising the exact opposite of what they're actually going to do. They want to kill the minimum wage, but they promise you they're going to increase it. The money is to lie to you. That's the whole point. Now, more of these lies. In addition to flipping on Medicaid, North Carolina candidate Tillis, another Republican, who had previously vowed to repeal renewable energy standards and vote to defund biofuels, is championing for both in his campaign. Wait a minute, I thought America was center-right. Why do you have to all of a sudden be massively in favor of Social Security, increase minimum wage, be in favor of renewable energy? I thought we were center-right and we hated renewable energy. All we loved was oil. We want to drink oil all night long by the barrelfuls. Oh, it turns out that's not where the American people stand. Even in North Carolina, Republican candidate in North Carolina, in Arkansas, and all these places, being like, oh, no, I'm liberal. Dude, secretly, I love, you're about to vote, I'm liberal.
Well, I think that they're getting the message, at the very least, that they're losing on the energy thing. All across the country, solar power is becoming much more popular among homeowners as they realize they can save tons of money with it. More and more people are buying hybrids and electric vehicles. They know that they're going to lose that eventually, and so they're going to use that with the individual people. But then after the election, they go back and they want the big money from the donors.
So now, John, those are all good points. But if there's one issue I know the Republicans are not going to bend on, and that is social issues, the culture war, pro-life. I mean, they have never wavered on that. They have been as clear as humanly possible. They have a voting record that is indisputable, right? Yeah. They are pro-life. In response to a question about abortion access, Colorado GOP gubernatorial candidate Bob Perret told Colorado Public Radio last week, quote, I respect people's opinion, women's right to that choice, but Perret's voting record is staunchly anti-abortion. So even on this holiest of issues for Republicans, literally, right? Right before the election, offer a woman's choice. No, that's literally what you're against. That's exactly, by definition, what you're against and have been against your whole career.
Maybe we're getting mixed up with choice. Maybe he means you have a choice between voting for a candidate who will protect your right to an abortion, or you can vote for him. I don't even know in Colorado if the other candidate, the Democrat, is pro-choice. That's a dangerous thing to assume in today's world.
Right. Bottom line is, these guys think what did I raise all that money for? What did I suck up to all those donors for? It was to run ads pretending that I have a different position. And if I'm going to win, no matter what we say on TV, no matter what we say after the elections, no matter what the Washington media say, the actual candidates, Republicans and Democrats, know that the country is center-left. So if you're going to try to win an election, even in the reddest states, anywhere from blue to purple to red, you're going to have to pretend to be a liberal right before the election on almost every issue across the board.
Yeah.
So now, finally, we go to the Democrats handing an issue on a silver platter to the Republicans in exactly the way that we had warned them against. Now, on the issue of Social Security, the American people are literally 84% in the most conservative poll I've seen in favor of Social Security, not just generally in favor of it. They say, under no circumstances should you ever cut it. Yeah. 84%. Okay, so what did Obama do? He promised to cut it. And he did it preemptively as a gift to the Republicans because he thought that would help to get a grand bargain. Surprisingly, the Republicans did not counter. Yeah. And they did not give anything in return, and we didn't have a grand bargain. All we have is a Democratic president on the record saying he would cut Social Security. Yep. Now, right before the election, let's see what the Republicans do with that. Quote, Democrats are not helped along by their own controversial efforts to trim Social Security and hike the retirement and Medicare eligibility ages as part of a grand bargain, in which they offered spending cuts in exchange for Republicans agreeing to tax hikes. Now, of course, we know that the Republicans did not agree to that, so all was left was a political landmine for the Democrats. So what happened next? Quote, no bargain was struck, and now Democrats are being hammered by Republicans for proposing the entitlement cuts.
Yeah, it's not just Obama. Every single Democrat can be linked to that, and many vocally supported it. He was waiting to press that.
Right now, they're all in tight race. A lot of them are in tight races now. A ton of them in these midterm elections. And the Republicans are running ads saying, we are going to protect Social Security and Medicare. Can you believe that the Democrats would try to cut your Social Security and Medicare? Now, of course, the Democrats offered that because they wanted to help the Republicans to get to a grand bargain. Okay. Now, how many times does this have to happen before the Democrats get it through their thick skull? The Republicans are not your friends. They're not here to help you. They're here to destroy you. So if you give them preemptive concessions, they will only pretend to they will turn around and not only use it against you, but pretend that their position is the exact opposite of what it is. And they can do it because in the public record, they're not the ones that offer the Social Security cards are. You are, you morons. And so I'm told that Obama plays third-dimensional chess.
Yeah.
But somehow we didn't get the grand bargain, by the way, thank God. Somehow the Democrats are getting mauled politically because of that. Where's the third-dimensional chess?
Well,
where's the goddamn checkers? There's nothing being played here. It was a stupid thing to do. We were right. Obama was wrong. And every Obama supporter out there, I'd love to hear your bullshit excuse. Tell me about how, I don't understand. At some point, it's going to help Democrats. Or the country. How has it helped the country? How has it helped Democrats? No. Admit it. Your guy, when it's not his particular election, he sucks at politics because he doesn't give a damn. All he cares about is his own personal ego. The rest of it, you cut Social Security and you help the Republicans that do it, and the Democrats get massacred in elections because of it. Who cares?